Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to start working on the Peterbilt wrecker. We're going to try and get the engine done and see how far we get. Make sure you stay tuned.
High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So, I'm going to be doing a buddy build with Gilly from modeltankguy Models. All right, you can find him on YouTube. I'll put his link in the description. But it goes by modeltankguy. We're going to be doing a buddy build. Now, there's no time limit to this, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be. He's going to build one, obviously, and I'm going to build one. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool buddy build. It's something that I was going to do anyways as part of my BSC hauling fleet. So I'm going to zoom out and bring in what we're going to be working on. Now, sorry about the, sun shining through the window here. There's not much I can do about that at the moment. But this is what we're going to be working on. That's bright reflection to my eyes. Yeah, we're going to be working on the Peterbilt wrecker, and I've already kind of started this because, like I said, I've done the unboxing, and I was going to start it as a BSC hauling fleet. So I don't have much done. I kind of ended up putting it away and working on something else. And as you see, I've got the black background and cutting mat and stuff, and you'll see that part of the stuff that I already recorded, I've got rid of some of it and put in new entrance video. But yeah, it kind of jumps over to a purple mat from when I was starting to record this. So yeah, so like I said, it is started, but barely. All I've got is everything is open, and all I've started on is the engine, right? I mean, it's not even painted, it's not even fully built yet. I just got the block and some of the intake and stuff together, the transmission's put together, and I think a couple other little things. So we're going to work on that, right? And we're going to continue on with this thing. So I'm going to shut the camera down for a minute. I'm going to break out some more stuff, and we'll kind of let you jump into the next portion of the video, which is already recorded, and then I'll go from there. So I shall see you guys in a few. On to the next clip that's pre-recorded. But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to start building this here. It's fairly simple again. So I'm going to get this stuff cut off, cleaned up, and I'm going to try and do a little more building in these videos. Last one I did with the OcCre and even the trailer, it was more of just an update. And I want to let you guys actually see some of the building process. So in these videos here, I'm going to try and do a little more of the building. I'm going to skip the boring parts like cleaning flash up. But once I get all this stuff cut off, cleaned up, and ready to start assembling, I'll come back and I'll build it up for you. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, after about an hour or so of cleaning up all the edges and stuff like that, getting rid of any flash, and cut off spots, things like that, we're pretty much ready to start putting this thing together. So you can, obviously look at the instructions, right? But, if you've built enough of these things, you can pretty much put these things together without that. Now, not everything is going to go on because, like the OcCre engine, this is the same one. And I want to put in some of those same oil lines and stuff like that. So some stuff's going to stay off just so that it's not in the way, but I'm going to build some of the other parts so that you know, I can drill holes in them to put lines to them and things like that. So that's what's going to happen. So we're going to start off with 2 engine halves. And I'm just using the regular extra thin glue cement by Tamiya. Now you should have probably a couple clamps as well. You know, that always helps. Next, I'll glue the tranny together, so that's ready to go. Now there's 3 pieces to this transmission. This one here, that's your tail end. Goes something like that. Now again, this is AMT, so it's not the best fitting, you know, but it does fit pretty well. Again, clamp will help you out. Now this one is a little bit of an odd shape, so you should be able to grab it in just the right spot. Now once you put things together, sometimes you do have to clean stuff off, level them out, because things don't fit exactly flat. Now, unlike last time, I'm going to make sure I pay attention to which way this oil pan goes, because I kind of screwed it up last time. But luckily I caught it in time. It actually goes this way on this truck. Alright, and you can see it's sticking up at the back there. Alright, so something is going to need some cleaning and some straightening. So here, if you can see this, over the oil pan. It's flat and flush on the other side, right? Look at this front corner. So the oil pan is twisted. So we're going to have to try and fix that a little bit. And sometimes this stuff is just brute force. Careful brute force. So we're still good at the back and the side. The front is a lot closer. So once again, look at that. Now we're flat all the way around. We can now give that some glue and we'll be good to go. Sometimes when you have things like this and you've got this pivot, you got a nice flat surface here and here. Sometimes it's better to go that way than it is to put it on the actual pads. See, right now it's squeezing perfectly flat, right? So while that's drying, we can throw on the front plate, which also has the engine mount. Now this is where it kind of gets tricky. It's like, it's so loose fitting, right? You have to really kind of eyeball things, because I mean, if you glue it on crooked, well, then when you try to put the engine in, this engine mount's going to sit crooked, right? So you want to try and make sure that this is at least parallel to the bottom of the oil pan, so that you know, you have a half decent chance of making sure things sit flat and straight. So with this here, I'm going to use the a thicker glue, like a regular glue. This is the Mr. Cement, and I'm just going to put some at the back and around the pin. All right. Now this stuff takes a little longer to set up, but what I'll do is I'll put this on, and this is going to just give me a lot stronger bond. All right. So I'll put that on, but to get it to quickly stay still, I'm still going to use some of this. Quick set. So now that'll hold tight while the other stuff wants to dry. Okay, so for the pulleys and stuff, so we got this one. Now I may have to make something up top again, but I can do that after, because last time this one here, like that goes like that, and that one goes like that. Well, this one might actually fit this time. I may actually have to trim it down a little bit too. The last time the other engine, I actually had to make a spacer in there because, well, it didn't fit and reach. So then we got the crank pulley, right, and alternator pulley. That one we can leave off for now. This pulley here, I think this is water pump pulley. All right, the water pump will go in the center one. This one will line up right there. This one will go there and through that hole as well. If it will let me. Hey, this piece here, this here is called the water manifold, or at least that's what they're calling it. Now there's a little pin right here. See that? Now that little pin is supposed to go in that hole, okay? Which means that it sits sideways like this, okay? Now, if you look at any one of the pictures for reference on the Big Cam Cummins, you'll see that this manifold actually sits this way, sits up and down. So they actually have it wrong in here. So I fixed it on the other one as well. So I'm just going to cut this little nib off, nice and flat. All right. So it kind of matches the other side. And you're going to put it down right on top in its spot, but facing the opposite direction, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so far I've glued pretty much everything on the engine other than the transmission. I'll do that next. But I want to leave this stuff off. Things like the fuel pump, fuel filters. And as if you've watched my other video with the OcCre, I actually had to make a little bracket right here because this just doesn't sit on the edge of the block, right? or the side of the block like it's supposed to. So I'm going to make a bracket for that, drill some holes in it for fuel lines. I want to drill some holes in this for the fuel lines to go from there and everywhere else. This here is a starter. I want to drill a couple holes in here for the solenoid and that for the electrical wires. This here is an air pump. So this would be feeding your air into your tanks and everything else, right? It's for your air brakes. So I want to drill a line into this as well, wherever it needs to go. I think it's that way. Right. So I need an air line, probably a couple air lines. And so I'm going to leave all these off just for easier access. Now, this here is your air intake manifold. And when you put this on, I'll show you once the clamps come off. This here is actually exposed. And it looks like hell. So on the other one, I just put a small thin piece on there. Thin piece of styrene sheet. And just covers it up. And then just blend it in. Just barely kind of thing. It fills it in. And same, no, I need this here. I think this is this is part coolant pump and oil pump, right? So there needs some lines on this. The turbo is the same thing. When you put these together, there's like a real big gap in here. Like they leave it open, right? Both of them. And I think it's this, yeah, I think it's this way here. One will go on one side, kind of like so. I think there's a piece that goes in the middle. But anyways, you see the open, you see that open. So I'm going to fill those both in with putty. This is like your thermostat and stuff. That's your oil filler and stuff like that. So that can go on after once I get some of the piping and that done, right? And then same thing with this stuff here. This is like a breather vent for the back, some breathers for the top, you know, just different things like that that don't need any piping, but I don't want them in the way while I do my drilling and everything else. So I'm going to leave it at that right now. I think this video is just going to be a quick one this time around. It might be a long one. I'll have to check the length of the footage, but leave your comments and thoughts down below. And if you're liking the way I'm doing this one here with some time lapses of me just building so you can actually see it being built, hit that thumbs up. Again, let me know down in the comments if you like it or not, or if you want more of just an update style video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any videos that I post. Definitely go check me out on Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. And if you feel that you want to help out the channel in any way, I have a PayPal me link down in the description as well. So once again, if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down in the bottom. And no matter what you're building, just do it your way. And until next time, later.